Imagine being a student of the legendary Sigmund Freud, only to disagree and chart your own path in understanding the human psyche. This is the intriguing story of Carl Gustav Jung, a Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst who dared to venture beyond the established norms of his time. Born in 1875, Jung was initially a close ally and student of Freud. They shared a common interest in the unconscious mind and its impact on human behavior. However, their paths diverged as they began to develop differing views on the nature of the unconscious. Freud believed that the unconscious was primarily a reservoir of repressed desires and traumatic memories. But Jung, he saw something more. He believed that the unconscious was not just personal but also collective, shared by all human beings across cultures and generations. This is where Jung introduced the concept of archetypes. Archetypes, according to Jung, are universal, primordial images and themes that reside in the collective unconscious. These archetypes, he proposed, form the foundation of how we perceive the world, influencing our thoughts, feelings, and actions. Jung identified several key archetypes such as the hero, the mother, the child, the wise old man, the trickster, and many more. Each of these archetypes represents a different aspect of the human experience, shaping our personality and behavior in unique ways. For instance, the hero archetype embodies our desire to overcome obstacles and achieve our goals. The mother archetype represents our need for nurture and care. The trickster, on the other hand, embodies our mischievous side, the part of us that likes to play tricks and challenge conventions. But it was not just about identifying these archetypes. Jung believed in the importance of recognizing and integrating these archetypes into our conscious self, a process he called individuation. By understanding and embracing our archetypes, he believed we could achieve a more harmonious and balanced self. And thus, Carl Jung's theory of archetypes gave us a new lens to understand ourselves. So, what are these archetypes that Jung talked about? Well, let's dive right in. Archetypes, as Jung proposed, are innate universal psychic dispositions that form the substrate from which our characters emerge. They're essentially the building blocks of our personalities, shaping our behaviors, emotions, and relationships. Let's take a quick tour of the 12 main archetypes. First, we have the hero. The hero is all about battling against failure, inspiring others through their courage and determination. But they must be wary of burnout. Even heroes need rest. Next up is the jester. This archetype uses humor to relieve tension, often masking their own vulnerabilities behind a smile. They're the life of the party, but also the soul that craves understanding. The explorer, meanwhile, craves freedom and discovery, their eyes always on the horizon. Their thirst for innovation, however, can sometimes lead to instability. Then there's the caregiver. They find their purpose in nurturing others, but they must also remember to care for themselves. The rebel is all about breaking norms and challenging the status quo. They drive change but must balance their rebellious spirit with strategy. The sage seeks truth above all else, valuing wisdom and knowledge. They must learn to temper their intellect with empathy to truly connect with others. The lover is deeply emotional and passionate, but needs to maintain a healthy level of independence to avoid losing themselves in others. The creator is driven by originality, seeking to build and create with meaning. They're at their best when they're bringing their unique visions to life. The innocent is idealistic and optimistic, but can struggle when confronted with harsh realities. The ruler seeks control and excels in leadership, but risks becoming rigid and inflexible. The everyman values belonging and connection, fearing exclusion and always striving to fit in. And finally, the magician. This archetype transforms through insight, but they must use their power to empower others, not control them. Remember, these archetypes are not boxes to confine us, but tools to understand ourselves better. It's important to know that our archetypes are not set in stone. They're fluid, like water, changing shape to fit the container of our lives. Imagine archetypes as different colors on a painter's palette. As the artist of your life, you're free to mix and blend these colors, creating a unique masterpiece that is you. Archetypes are not labels to box us in. Rather, they're tools, guiding us towards self-understanding. They evolve with us, shaped by our experiences, environments, and personal growth. The hero within you might be dominant during a challenging period, pushing you to conquer obstacles. But when the storm passes, the caregiver might emerge, encouraging you to nurture not only others, but also yourself. Life's dynamism plays a vital role in this fluidity. As we sail through calm waters and weather storms, different archetypes step forward. The explorer within you might take the lead during a journey of self-discovery, while the sage might step back, quietly observing and learning. As we evolve, so do our archetypes, reflecting the myriad facets of our complex personalities. It's also fascinating to delve into the concept of dominant and dormant archetypes. Dominant archetypes are those that strongly influence our behaviors, emotions, and relationships. They're the loudest voices in our internal chorus, guiding our actions and responses. On the other hand, dormant archetypes are like sleeping giants. They may not be immediately visible, but given the right circumstances, they can awaken and influence our lives in profound ways. Let's say, for instance, you identify strongly with the creator archetype, constantly seeking to innovate and build. However, a sudden change might stir the rebel within you, prompting you to challenge norms and break barriers. This fluid transition between dominant and dormant archetypes is a testament to our capacity for change and growth. So you see, we are all a mix of these archetypes, evolving and changing as we navigate through life. The journey of understanding our archetypes is not about confining ourselves to categories, but about embracing our multifaceted nature, fostering self-awareness, and nurturing healthier relationships. Now, let's talk about how understanding our archetypes can foster healthier relationships. It's like having a secret decoder ring to understand ourselves and those around us better. Take the hero archetype, for instance, always striving to conquer failure. If you're a hero, acknowledging your tendency to take on too much can help you communicate your needs and limits to your loved ones. It can also help you understand why a jester might use humor to relieve tension, or why an explorer might crave new experiences and freedom. Speaking of the jester, this archetype's ability to mask vulnerability with humor can often lead to misunderstandings. Recognizing this trait can help you express your feelings more openly and authentically. Then we have the caregiver, always nurturing others. Understanding this archetype can help you recognize the importance of self-care and setting boundaries. The rebel, breaking norms and pushing boundaries, could benefit from understanding the value of strategy and balance in their actions. This understanding can help in articulating their needs without causing unnecessary disruption. And let's not forget the ruler, excelling in leadership, but risking rigidity. Recognizing this trait can help foster flexibility and openness in relationships. We all have a mix of these archetypes within us, shaping our behaviors, emotions, and relationships. Recognizing them is the first step towards better understanding and communication, towards healthier, more fulfilling relationships. So, understanding our archetypes is not just about self-awareness, but also about building stronger connections with others. In a nutshell, every personality is a unique blend of these archetypes. We've journeyed through the realm of the hero to the sage, the caregiver to the rebel, and beyond. Each archetype, fluid and evolving, shapes our behaviors, emotions, and interactions. A deeper grasp of our dominant traits can spark self-awareness and nurture healthier relationships. But remember, these archetypes are tools for understanding, not rigid boxes. Remember, you are not just one archetype, but a beautiful mix of many. So go ahead and explore your unique blend.